Have you ever wondered if you had enough money to get a house instead of renting, and if renting was a bad idea instead of a house? This webinar is going to be led by the CEO of Forensic Credit Repair, Jack Kelly. He has over 15 years of experience in the credit industry, and he's going to be going over these answers. If you're interested in knowing how to leverage your credit, or knowing why you shouldn't be renting, or if you should be renting, stay tuned for this video.
Repair, like we talked about last week, just a tiny recap. It's something that can help propel your life forward. It's an advantage that we have in the United States of America that not everybody has, but it's an advantage that everybody can have if they do it smart. And it's more than paying your bills; it's paying attention, just kind of like paying attention to what you eat. It's easy to go out and buy that hamburger and French fries. You're hungry, you just go do it. Well, that's hurt you in two ways. You could have had a healthy meal and you could have saved money if you did a little pre-planning, if you paid a little attention. We're all guilty of it. I'm no saint, believe me, but I'm here to help guide and direct, in a way. So let's just take the average rent, and I'm going to try to average it. I lived in Castle Rock, Colorado, in a one-bedroom apartment. I had a nice view. That cost me $1,800 a month. I know that Bryce is over there in California, rents sky high over there. It's kind of sky high everywhere. So what I'm trying to do is $1,300 a month. Does that sound realistic to everybody for rent? Does that sound kind of fair for a place?
Yeah,
Bryce?
you can do 1,300. A rough estimate for California is usually around 2,000 for a one bedroom. So it just depends on where you're at. Yeah, 2,000 for one bedroom.
Yeah, so we'll just go 1,300 because I want to hedge on the side of realism here, even though we know there's much more expensive situations. But if you just take that times a year, you're just paying your rent every month. That's $15,600. But you decided to stay there for 3 years. That's $46,800 for 3 years. And what did you do with that money? You flushed it down the toilet. It's gone. It's a heartbreaker if you really think about it. And so that's why I want to talk to you guys today about credit repair can align with your goals. Now you might say, Jack, I got 720 or I've got 740 or I'm in the 600s. That's great. But the goal is to increase that up because as you do, you're going to save thousands of dollars and you're also going to get offers of credit that can help leverage your dreams, your business, a new business, whatever you want. And a home is where I kind of want to get people's minds on their goals because you're making your landlord rich. And you're breaking you and your family's back by paying rent. I hate it personally. I hate that people have to pay it, because you really don't. A home can become a reality. And I know that I'm not just talking to folks that are sitting here today. If you're watching this a year from now, if you're watching this in 2026 or 2028, it doesn't matter. Here's the reason why. The interest rates. I don't know what they're going to be in 2026. I know right now they're high. They've come down a little bit, but rent is 100% interest. So you can't lose by making your goal to buy a home. Now, you make your goal to look great. You make your goal to have ripped abs, look young, your skin, your hair, your nails, you're looking on fire, you're looking amazing because you take care of yourself, you work out, and like Bryce, you drink a gallon of water a day. I got to up my game on the water. But you need to do, if we do the same thing with our finances, you cannot believe what you can take that little seed and turn it into. My partner, who's here today, Ted Morrow, he teaches folks how to take the next step. There's many, many steps where you can actually become your own bank. That's right. not by buying a bank, not by being the president, but be your own bank through an insurance instrument. And so there are steps. The first step, if you haven't got your finances to where they're working for you, that's what you need to do. And that's where credit repair comes in. So let's be real. Renting kind of feels like throwing money down a bottomless pit. Every month that rent check just disappears. You're left with nothing for it. And meanwhile, your landlord, as I said, is building equity. That's what we want to get you folks to be. I want to be able to help you folks get equity. He's enjoying tax breaks, probably maybe sipping margaritas on a beach. Who knows? But equity building. Owning a home forces savings. It's like having a bank account. Every month when you're putting that money away for you and your family's future. You're not throwing it down going, okay, we got another 30 days. We got to make this rent. That's over. And guess what? It costs less money than rent, significantly less money. And you're gaining equity. Tax advantages. Homeowners can deduct mortgage interest, property taxes, and significantly reduce their tax burden. Renters, you get nothing. It's also an inflation hedge. Real estate historically will outpace inflation. And what that means to you is your property value is likely to increase, protecting you from eroding your eroding bank account. You're gaining equity in your home. I know a lot of you already know this, but bear with me because that's important. It's important in propping you and your family up to a point where you're at the place where you want to be in your future. And it starts now. Is next month too late? No, but right now is the best time to move forward. Work on your finances like you're working on your health, and they will work. They'll turn it around and start working for you. And you'll wake up with a smile on your face rather than a grimace. So think about it. If you're tired of throwing your money away in rent, that goes straight into somebody else's pocket. If you dream of building wealth, and come on, let's face it. Is there anybody in here that if I gave you financial freedom, you wouldn't take it? I don't think so. This is what this is about. This is about building financial freedom. No one's going to come knocking your door and say, hey, Jack, here you go. I mean, it hasn't happened to me. And nobody that I've known about. I guess maybe the Publishers Clearinghouse folks, but I can't count on them, can you? So if you're ready to take control of your living situation and start investing in your future, owning a home is the way to go. Now, it's not always easy. Even with the homeowner, there's unexpected repairs, there's maintenance costs, but the long-term rewards, the financial security, and the sense of stability that you're building for yourself massively, demonstrably outweighs any of the pitfalls of home ownership. So don't ever let those get in your mind. As a matter of fact, it's actually fun for a family to work on your home. There's something called pride of ownership, and it's real, and it feels really good, especially when you work hard and you plan hard and you start building towards a home. So hang on one sec. Get where I am at here. So let's talk about, why don't you own a home right now? Is it your credit score that's holding you back? Is it the fact that you can't get ahead? You can't build something, because every month there's too much month at the end of the money? I know how that is. Do you realize that having great credit will save you money and give you credit to be able to leverage? If you want to start a business, some businesses like school, for instance, you might want to follow some skill that you've built here on in real life and apply it to school and go through Bryce and start. Well, that's going to cost money every month. Do you have that extra $100? Do you have the extra? You might have the time, and if you had leverage, you could. So what I'm trying to say. Long and short, and then we'll take some questions. if you guys have any at all. A poor credit score, significantly impacts your ability to qualify for a mortgage, obviously, and secure good interest rates. So it's not about just having bad credit. It's not about having good credit. It's about having great credit, and it's possible. It really is. Going through, I remember, and I've explained this in the former one, but I remember when I didn't have credit. I went through an unfortunate divorce, and my credit was upside down. I was still young enough to be dumb, and I had, at that time, this was years ago, credit repair was one of those things where you just kind of held your nose and pretended like the stuff wasn't on there, so they're hoping they get it off and your score would go up. That changed about 14 years ago, and Congress made new rules, and they put the burden of proof on the creditors and the bureaus. And what does that mean, and what does that do for you? It means that we can erase 80% of the bad things on your credit. 80+%. Your score will go up if you erase 80% of the bad things on there. And I'm talking about debt. I'm talking about credit card. I'm talking about thousands. We've helped people with $100,000, $200,000 worth of bad debt that they couldn't pay. Today, they're homeowners and they have a great credit score. Why? Because they did what smart people do. They did what the wealthy do. The wealthy do this all the time. Hopefully, they don't have to do it too many times, but they take advantage of these things. So what I'm saying is, if you can find, like for instance, my group that I have with my partner Ted, it is full of everything that I have learned and will continue to be fuller about credit repair. You can go in there and find out everything you need to know to do disputes, and to make your credit better and work on it on yourself. And it's 100% free. And it's the exact program that's the forensic program that's working all around the country. So that's there. It's available to you. And it'll continue to get packed with that, so you can start today. And if it's something else, if you want to start doing something and you want someone to do it for you, say, Jack, that'd be great. I don't have the time. Super highly affordable for you to do that as well. My point here today is, please, from yourself, 10 years in the future, start now. Procrastination is the number one reason people don't get their credit fixed. It's not money. It's procrastination. Maybe they're confused. Confused minds don't make a decision. I'm here to try to take away that confusion, take away you are this close to great credit, and you don't even know it. Maybe, possibly. So follow along. That's what I'm just saying. Start today, and if anybody wants to, talk or whatever, I'm always available. But now let's open it up, Bryce, to questions. If anybody has any questions about anything, I'm here to answer.
Yes, that was really...
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I heard you talk a lot about credit. So do you also teach about business credit?
Business credit?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The thing about business credit, I know there's a lot of stuff out there. It's based on your personal credit.
Okay.
And so if you have good personal credit, sorry guys, I have a pit bull laying on the couch going insane. So if you hear some growling, it's not a Bigfoot. But anyways, business credit is fantastic, and you can build it. It starts with your personal credit, right? And then you can apply for business credit in your business, but your business is run on a different grade through different bureaus, and it's a different animal. But once you begin building a business and having your vendors extend you credit, you can then move that over and start having that entity, that business entity, getting credit of its own. It's a little more complex than the internets would have you believe, but the basis of what I'm trying to convey today is to have that. Once you have that strong, a lot of people want to use business credit because their personal credit's shot. Well, I can just use business credit. Well, if you could, you would, and you wouldn't be asking the question. So it's the primary thing. Make sure that you yourself have great credit, because it adds value to yourself, and then it adds value to your business, and it helps propel your business credit. Does that help at all?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Personal credit is very important. Mine right now is currently within the 700s. I'm currently 19, so I haven't taken on any major debt or any debt, or by the grace of God. Now I don't plan to. So I was just trying to, get more into business credit while also keeping my personal credit as high as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's one thing that you can do. There's only one thing that you can buy. One thing. You buy a Lamborghini, does your credit go up? Credit score doesn't go up. You get yourself a personal loan for 50 G's. Does your credit score go up? Nope. Might a little bit if you're exercising credit and you've got enough income, but generally the only thing that you can buy that shoots your credit way up is a home. You buy a home and offers come pouring in. You actually have to be careful. It's part of the reason the 2008 crash happened, because people were on variable interest rates with their homes. They were paying $600 a month, let's say, and then they had all these are new homeowners. So every credit card in the world gave them 5, 10, 15, 20 grand, and they took it. Of course, I would too. But then that $600 a month turned into $1,600 or $3,800 a month. And so they started using their credit cards so they could leverage their money and use their cash to pay that huge bill and put everything else on credit cards that they could. And then the crash. So it's just evidence of when you buy a home, you become a different class citizen in America. And you can do it. That would be my biggest goal, aside of starting a business, maybe to propel you towards that home. But if your biggest goal is not to be a homeowner, you're robbing yourself of huge benefits. Of starting, making your own equity rather than flushing thousands of dollars a year down the toilet. That's the biggest one.
For sure. And then one more question on my end.
Yes, sir.
I hear you talk a lot about, real estate. So how do you feel about today's day and age? How do you feel about digital real estate?
About real estate today?
About digital real estate, such as social media. Yeah, so like digital real estate, such as owning social media pages, having different social media platforms built up mass audiences, opposed to actual real estate in real life. How do you feel about digital real estate?
I got to tell you, I was a venture capital broker for a while, and it was back in the day when they were doing. We were basically building out a cellular footprint in the Southwest, and so we were selling a general partnership, and folks had to put in like just a little shy of 10 grand to own a working cellular network. And this was back in the 90s. And
thank you for watching. If you're an entrepreneur looking to build your body and business at the same time, and you want calls like this weekly, and you want to be in the community with 6- and 7-figure entrepreneurs, feel free to book a call down below so I can make sure you're a good fit for the community. I'll either see you in the next video or I'll see you in the community.